show. Good morning to all. It is 7:26 a.m. Eastern Time, and I'm giving you guys this excellent update on today's market. Now we can start off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin to me is retracting a bit. I checked out its volume the other day. It was at 64 billion. Now we at 45. And it's to me it's a weekend. We have a extended weekend because of Memorial Day. And God bless all the veterans and all the people that put their lives on the line for us to even be able to talk on the phone, to be able to have free conversations, and being able to freely hop online without any restrictions. So let's give a moment of silence for that, and let's honor the people that protect the world and your nation. Blessings go their way as usual. Now, I say Bitcoin is retracting, but this conversation and this main topic, let me introduce myself. I'm Crypto Doe, and I'm here to share everything I know with you guys so together we can go further than Wells Fargo. That's the point. Now, let's talk about the triple threat, or triple X, as I would like to call it: XRP, XDC, and XLM. And what do they have, and which one is better? Which I don't think one is better than the other. Each of them to me hold and show some form of importance, especially they're working together to actually build out the infrastructure, right? XLM is vitally important as much as XRP, as much as XDC. Some people may say, hey, Crypto Doe, which do I have to hold all three? No, you don't. But once again, I can't give you financial advice, right? I own all of them, but I can't give you financial advice. Having one of them to me is powerful. So pick which one you like. Do you like XDC, which is now .06 cents, which to me out of the three, XDC is the cheapest and it has ultimate utility? Or do you like XRP, right, which is at $2.30 currently, right? Or do you like XLM, which is at about 29 cents? So to me, you can't go wrong with either or. Now, if I had to choose between the two, not financial advice, but I would go with XDC because it's at a lower price point. It's like me going with a small cap, right? If you want the maximum growth. XRP could double, but it's going to take a lot of liquidity in order for that to happen. Plus, they're coming out with an another XRP ETF, which they've been prolonging for so long. But give it until October, August, right? Give it after June when regulations start happening and everything else, right? Give it until then, and then that's when we're really going to see. Now, I'm Crypto Doe. I have a few people in here. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. My goal is to get to 10,000 subs. My goal is to get to 10,000 subs this year. So help me on getting to my destination. Crypto is a scam, reported Pokemon Trainer 5678. Well, it all depends on what you consider a scam. Some people can say that the fiat currency is a scam, right? The dollars or the francs or whatever denomination that you're in can be a scam, right? But to me, that's subjective. I believe there's a lot of crypto that are scams, but also there's a lot of crypto that has ultimate utility. And on this channel, we only talk about the cryptos with utility, right? We only really want to talk about the crypto that has utility. That's why I titled this one XRP, XDC, and XLM. And hint, all of them are utilities. All of them are working together to build out this new infrastructure. All of them are part of the ISO 20022 agenda. And also, I just found out from the DTCC, guess who just filed a patent? And guess who they filed the patent for? They didn't file a patent with Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything along that nature, which I think Ethereum to me has a lot of internal issues. They have a lot of internal issues. I would much rather ADA, Cardano to be exact. But that's just me. Some people like Sui. I like Ada. That's just what I like, right? Charles Hawkinson, I like what he does, and I like what Ada actually stands for, right? So just know that XRP, XDC, XLM, to me, you can't go wrong with either. But the DTCC, let me finish that thought. They patent XLM and XRP technology. Pay attention to what's going on. They patent XLM and XRP technology. So they're going to use it in order to build out the infrastructure. You guys know that in June, they're most likely they're going to pass the what bill is that? The Genius Act, right? And that's going to actually implement a lot of stable coins. But what I read in the bill is kind of pushing out retailers, meaning that retail investors, meaning that it's going to bring a lot of money to the space, but the retail investors, say for example, if I wanted to, I'm a retail investor, and I wanted to make some stable coins and give it to my customers, right, instead of coupons, they're going to make that difficult. And there's some clause in there about accredited investor. So, you know, you have to read the fine prints with these things. That's one thing that I've noticed with this, right? You know, so, and crypto to me is the new way of, everything is going digital, right? Everything is going digital. People don't understand this. This is why crypto, and it's not even about crypto. Crypto is something that's built on top of something called the blockchain. The blockchain is what crypto sits on, right? A lot of things will sit on the blockchain. That's why I like crypto. Crypto is just a fraction of the blockchain, right? It's a fractal. There's so many things that a blockchain could do. Voting, real estate, so many different things, right? Internet of Things. It could do so many different things. Data, analysis, health. It can do so many different things, right? Robotics. Oh, you know, it's built on the blockchain. So people don't may not understand this, and they say, well, crypto is a scam. It's no way that all crypto is a scam. Maybe the ones that you may know about is a scam, but the ones we talk about in this channel is foolproof. If the government is backing it, hey, and I'm not saying the government don't back things that are scams, right? We're not going to say that. That's the argument that people have with Bitcoin and everything else, because they like, but what's the use case? This is a store of value, that's it. But what's the ultimate use case? Like, can we send money? Is it stable enough to be one-to-one back? Like, you know, so there's certain things that it can't do, but it doesn't mean that it's excluded from the space. You got to understand what it is, right? That's just what it is. Yesterday, also on a side note, let's talk about the Zebek. Zebek, about 3x yesterday went up another 40%. I about 4x my money on Zebek yesterday, right? I ended up taking profit. And what I did was I left 2 million tokens just because it paid for itself. So I took my original investment out plus more, right? I took my original investment out plus more. And I left 2 million tokens in there just in case it run up. I'm gonna hold that for the long term. I'm just gonna hold 2 million tokens for the long term. I already made my money, because to me that was a trade, right? It was a trade, and I 4 to 5x my money, 4 point something. in between X my money on that one. So I rolled over my money to Crow. What's Crow? Crypto.com. I rolled over my money to Crow, and I bought some more Bitcoin. Put that in my cold storage, and what else did I buy? And some more Block V. And some more Block V. Um, Kirby Buy It. Kirby Buy It said, "Is this ASMR?" I don't know what that is. Let me know what the acronym means. You haven't given me any knowledge so far. Okay, check out my other videos if I didn't give you any knowledge so far. There's plenty of videos I uploaded, so go check them out. Also, I forgot to mention, guys, go check out my crypto gear, crypto wear. I'm gonna put it in the description when this video is over. I have some fly gear, XRP, Bitcoin, just some merch. Go check out my merch store, and I also have. And if you want to learn something more, Kirby, what's that? Kirby, Buy It. If I mispronounce your name, my bad. Get my crypto guide. I have a deal with my crypto guide is $40, but you can buy one merch from my merch store, screenshot it, right? At me at it, and then I'll send you the code to get the crypto guide for free. So basically, you buy something and you learn something for free. I would much rather you learn, but you buy something and you learn something for free because this is business as well. Kirby said people think having a bunch of crypto is worth anything. For someone to buy it in USD, it's like 80% off. I mean, it all depends. I like crypto because while I'm asleep, it makes money. That's why I like it. It's like eventually you work less, especially depending on the project that you're in. Not all crypto, but a certain, right? To me, crypto is better than USD because it just, if you think about money, people don't understand money. Let me explain money to you, right? Because I study money. All currencies, all fiat currencies fell after 100 years. The United States currency is failing right now, which means that most of the currencies that's connected to it is going to fail as well. So what they're doing, they're resetting everything. That's why they call it the global reset. Now, money is the only thing that takes from you every day, right? While you go to sleep, you're actually becoming broker and broker and broker every day. Why? Inflation is going up. Your paycheck isn't going up. Your money isn't growing at the rate of inflation. Therefore, you're always losing. You're always drowning. I just give you a financial lesson. You're always drowning. When you make money while you sleep, now we're talking something. Also, you got to think about your dilution rate of your money, right? Your money loses value. You lose your purchasing power. So, say for instance, $1 million, yesterday may not be $1 million today, right? So your purchasing power is lower because you have inflation, and you got to think about how your money deflates, right? And dilutes. So your purchasing power go down, right? And then you got to think about taxes. Think about all the things that money, it just takes away. Then you got to pay 30% in taxes. So for every dollar that you own, do you really own the dollar? No. You're starting at 70 cents. And then you got to think about the rate of a dilution. So that's another 20 cents. So every dollar that you own, you really probably own 30, under 20 cents, if you want to be technical. And then if you put it in a bank, the bank don't give a hell if you put money in there. They print more. They print so much money that the money that you have would be valued at $0 in 10 years. If you don't do anything with it, if you don't grow it, you're back to zero. So the metrics of the USD and the fiat, let's just say fiat, right? It's outdated. It's no longer. There's no point of it. This is why I like crypto. Because while you sleep, you can make money. Literally. Look at how much money Bitcoin brought in. Bitcoin 1000x. So crypto to me is the way. Blockchain technology is the way. It's the way. Like they were saying Star Wars, this is the way. This is the way. Copper said you can't just convert crypto into USD. Got to go through a buyer, which makes it not valuable. Like what? You can't just convert crypto into USD. Yes, you can. They got exchanges, right? Like you can convert when you go to foreign places. You convert your dollars into wherever you want to convert it to, which is value. So I do not agree with that. You can't just convert crypto into USD. You got to go through a buyer, which makes it not valuable. I mean, you can't just print money out of thin air literally without going to work or having some form of investment or selling something, which then doesn't that goes through a buyer too? So I'm confused on that point. Like that point doesn't really make sense. That's just the way of money. Money has a buyer, money has a seller. It doesn't work if you don't have both, right? And it has to have intrinsic value. But that's a whole nother thing. British currency have literally last longer than the United States. At the end of the day, all of British, France, dinar, rubles, like all of that is still considered fiat. So it doesn't matter what denomination of the currency is, it's still a derivative, which means that it's still part of something that doesn't work. The fiat system does not work. It's outdated. It is, let me just say that it is over with. Why do you think that they're pushing out this stablecoin bill? And why do you think that they want everything to go digital? Just so they can track you too. But fiat is over. Fiat is actually robbing you every day. It's over. You know? It's over with. Why do you think that they trying to sanction when the United States or the whatever nation prints the money run the world, right? I believe Rothschild said that. Give me control of the money, I care for not make the laws. So the United States prints the money. That United States dollar is strong and everywhere, right? They print the money, therefore they run the world. So think about it like this. But you have nations that's figured it out. We no longer need to go to the United States to use their money. We could trade amongst each other and use crypto. That's why nations are fighting for Bitcoin. To me, think about it. Just sit down and think about it. But that's enough talking about money because we can go on and on for money. Like I say, I study money. I study money, right? Study it. Gold is where it's at. Gold is definitely where it's at. I will have gold, silver, God's money. Gold, silver, copper, Bitcoin, XRP, XDC, you know, like, and then it's some digital, right? It's good to have some cash too. I'm not going to say that cash is going to be obsolete. Cash is one thing that can't be tracked, you know, so it's good to have, it actually creates privacy. But those days to me are about to be over with. Think about it. Everyone's on the phone, everyone's on the computer. It's not even about what we say. Look at what the kids doing. Pay attention to the future. The kids, all you got to do if you want to pay attention to the future, look at the kids. They're letting you know, hint, hint, we're on the phone. We need to use mom and dad credit card. We need to buy things on Roblox. Okay, well, we need to convert from cash into something digital. Okay, and they're doing it at an alarming rate. So it's not our decision to make. Only way to make money is to provide goods and services. Yes, that's a trade. Goods and services, buyers and sellers. You know, that's welcome to the world of that's just how the world is. Okay, Charleston Whitty said, unless it's over 10K, then it ain't private. Huh? Pretty sure that this pretty sure that this okay. The token Hero Tanami said, if this is your first time here, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. That's all I ask. The token and the cryptocurrency as to have Hold on, let's English. Hold on. Has to have. Okay, has to have utility, useful, real technologies to be adopted and have value. Okay, I think I can understand what you're saying. It has to have value. Crypto is a good and a service. It's actually consolidated. Crypto is a good and a service. It does both. The technology, that's like, people don't understand. It's like having a phone. The technology is what makes it. See, that's why software is going to run everything too, and hardware. But the technology is what actually makes it the good. And the service is us humans. We're using it, so it's serving our purpose. It's literally serving the purpose. And ones and zeros run the world. If you don't know, like technology companies, think about civilization. We can go back to civilization, right? Technology companies or technology is what advanced humanity. We can go all the way back. Technology is what advanced humanity. So the ones and zeros are extremely important. Extremely important. Look at Tesla. Look at just anything you could think of. Right? Look at the ancients. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, on that note, please leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button. Make sure that you guys go look up and do some more research on XRP, XDC, XLM, just to name a few. Let me know which one you guys are going with and why, and how I believe that the future of crypto, because now they about to start creating regulations for it, and that's what June is for, right? When they have a regulatory framework and an infrastructure, most people will follow because it's the system that it's literally the system that is going to be created for the future. On that note, I'm Crypto Doe once again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, get me to 10,000 subs. That's my goal. Go check out my store, go check out my crypto store. On that note, peace, blessings, and love. Put on your seatbelts because it is time to take off in 5,